of view. Well, somewhat. We're gonna talk about some conscious relationship, some stuff that people do. This is the person right here. Can you make your screen bigger, by any chance?
Let me see. Nope, that's big.
Does it?
Yep.
I wonder if it's me. Let me see. Nope, that's not it. So maybe that's it. So I don't know if y'all could see us, but this is what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna talk because you know, in the States, in the US, we don't have that live option to go live on TikTok. Two people. So this is it. This is the best we could do right now. But however,
right,
you have to see us. We're gonna interact. We're gonna ask some questions, answer some questions, and the best part about it is that we're gonna have both sides and both. You know, we're gonna try to put out both an understanding about how this works. So this is Goddess Just Be. Say hey to the people.
Hello, hello.
She's one of those conscious ladies. As I'm a conscious man. So we're gonna talk about some stuff. I figured that it would be a good thing to have her speak on these things. I think she's a very intelligent and intellectual and educated and powerful woman. So her point of view, I know thoughts on these things. I think I find it very interesting. Not that we agree on everything, but I think some people are very interested. And we're gonna talk about some stuff. So without further ado, hey Bridget.
Hello, Mr. Conscious Kurt. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm great.
Where exactly is your camera? How are you doing this? They can see the screen?
Yeah, they can see the screen, kind of, but not the best.
Let me say hi to my supporters because I got a lot going on in this room over here. So on this screen here, I have my YouTube channel live. Hi, Larry. Thank you for joining me. I can barely see the words on these two cameras over here, but I'm also live on TikTok for the first time. And underneath TikTok, I got my Instagram live over here too. So, I mean, regardless of where you are, you could listen in because I feel like this conversation about relationships really captures everybody. Can they hear me?
Yeah, I think so.
It really captures everybody, no matter where you are in your physical reality, because we're all on a journey and we all have some type of relationship. And the most important relationship I feel like we all collectively can have is the relationship that we have with self on this journey, with the larger part of us, your soul, however you look at it. So I want to jump right in. First, let's say how we know each other. Maybe people never caught us before live. I met Conscious Kurt on my TikTok. He's there under Conscious Kurt, and I'm new to TikTok, actually. This is my first time live over there. But it was like-minded energy that his message that I had already been sharing on my YouTube channel here. And I just wanted to collaborate with him because we have a lot of similarities as far as consciousness and the way that we think. And we're also already talking about relationships and love, so to speak. I am Bridget. I am, for those of you who are first hearing me, I am an author, publisher, inspirational speaker. I have a product line with natural products for hair, detoxes, and I do consultations. My passion really in this physical reality is to help people evolve to their higher self in the areas of mind, body, and soul. And whether that is eating, whether that is thinking, your behavior, whatever it is, everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. And it's just my passion to leave like my carbon footprint, so to speak, to plant seeds in other people's lives, so to speak, because I've been through a lot. And I feel like we go through a lot in the physical reality to be in a position to help other people on their journey. And that's what I do. So you ready? You want to share anything about you for my people that don't know you?
Hi. Wait, are we live on YouTube?
Yep, we're on YouTube too. Yeah.
I want to know the link so I could share it with them so that they could actually watch the entire broadcast instead of just looking from here. And I don't know the link. What is the link?
Let me see. Could I email it to you? Maybe.
Sure.
Let me see if I can email it to you right
or,
quick.
Or copy and paste. Because hey, I want you all to see the link, okay? So that you all can actually go YouTube and just
and join in that way. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Oh, actually, you know what? I'm looking at it right here.
You see it?
Yes, I see the link. So how do I copy and paste this link? Because you know I'm not the greatest either.
Or if they're on TikTok, they could go to my my page. It's in my profile on TikTok.
And I think YouTube would be better to see both of us live.
Okay.
Hey, so listen, if you want to see us live, go ahead and go on YouTube and click on Salt of the Earth. Let me text it right here. Salt of the Earth
Publishing.
Salt of the Earth Publishing. I'm gonna put it right here. Salt of the Earth, because we're gonna start right now. Publishing. This right here. When you go here, you're gonna see the link for where we at and where we're live right now, so that you could actually watch what we're doing. Because right now we both live on YouTube. So go ahead, so that you want to see us interact instead of just seeing me. I don't want you all to just look at me because I'm not talking to myself. So go to this Salt of the Earth Publishing so that you can watch us live, okay? So Salt of the Earth Publishing. Thank you, Duchess. I'm gonna tap it one more time. Salt of the Earth.
Wait 1 second. My YouTube.
So go on this right here, and then click on the live. That's her. Go ahead and click on the live so that you can watch us live. All right. Let me know when you are there, or you all want to stay on here and just watch me, because I'm not really that fun by myself to watch.
Right. It's YouTube people. It's telling me that I got a bad connection. So.
Oh, I'm seeing you fine. So again, Salt of the Earth Publishing. Let me know when you are there, and so that y'all can watch us live, because we're about to get started right now. Okay. All right.
Right. You got it?
Yeah, I'm hoping that they got it.
Okay. I'm trying.
Let me see.
Let me know this, don't look fuzzy.
Looks like a copy link. I don't know how to work this yet, so.
My Instagram looked like it have a poor connection, so I don't know if that one gonna stay. But you ready? Let's roll, baby.
I'm ready. So, I know you have some questions for me, and I really wanted, especially I have a lot of female followers, and I really wanted them to hear, a conversation from a conscious man to a conscious woman, and vice versa, about dating, relationships, how things look from the outside, how it feels from the outside and the inside, what looks right, what doesn't look right, how to attract someone healthy, you know what I mean, like in a healthy way. So I would like for us to discuss those things, and those things start with, because many people never had that that image growing up to look at. Like, I never had that image before neither. I've never seen my mom interact with another man, because my father left before I was born. So I had to grow up and going through trial and errors about how to treat a woman, how to attract a woman, how to be a man, how to learn to be a man, how to understand as a man understands, and stuff like that. So I never seen those images. So I wanted us to have a healthy conversation. And it's not about who's right or wrong. It's just seeing different views and see if who could use our views and our understanding.
Right. I agree. So let's jump right in. I just brainstormed about 2 minutes ago, just some things I wanted to discuss and not leave out. The first thing that I want to talk about is what defines a relationship to a conscious being as yourself. Like,
jeez, man, like you start hard, huh? What define you mean like for two people?
For two people, yeah, in the physical reality, you're conscious, You know, so at this point, you have love for self. You've been through maybe the low frequency relationships already. So where you vibing at? What's your thought process of the whole relationship dynamic?
So my thought process is a little bit different. Like you said, I've already been through those low frequency kind of relationships.
Right,
and
right.
My thought process on a relationship would be two individuals who are completely complete, who are completely accepting of each other and of themselves. I believe when two people come together, going to on the same journey, not specifically doing the same things, but going in the same direction, wanted similar things from life, not the same things specifically, but pretty much who understand each other, who actually understand themselves, who love themselves, who respects themselves, and who seek only self approval. When you have two of those people come together, the relationship will always be powerful. So how I see this relationship is that it's two individuals who are actually in love with each other and each self. So I love me, you love you. I respect me, you respect you. I want me, you want you. Let's come together and make this work. That's how I see it.
I want me, you want you. So basically, two whole individuals.
Two whole people.
So they're already complete. I agree.
I agree. Because I don't want nobody looking for this other half. Like the
other half stuff, that's over. You've already experienced that.
Exactly.
So now, this is how I look at it now. So now you're not looking for no other half. Now you have met the male or the female version of yourself. That's what I look at it. So wherever you're resonating at, you already have love for self. They already have love for self. And you two are together and you're just pretty much saying, let's see how this goes. We know that we attracted each other because we're on the same frequency as one another. And so let's just have fun. Let's explore the universe together.
Yeah. And that's a beautiful thing, because if we look at it one way, it's this right here. To be honest, this is what it looks like from the outside. Usually in a relationship, when you get a half and another half come together to make one whole, which is two people that makes one whole. I don't know how that happens, but to make one whole, if I'm a half, you a half, to make one whole, I gotta pull your half while you pull my half. So now I have to try to pull your love from you. Pull it. And I need your love so that I could feel better, because my half alone is not enough. The half of my love cannot sustain me. I need a full-blown love. But since I only have half, I gotta try and to make you feel guilty, make you feel bad, trying to force you to do certain things, try to talk to you to do certain things and make you do certain things. And now I'm bossy, I'm pulling stuff from you, and you getting drained and empty because I'm putting yours and I only have a half amount, and then I can't give you back all that love. So that's what it really is these days, because we're pulling each other's love. Because we're not fully sustained.
Right. And to add to that, at this point, you're not seeking outside validation for that love. You're not seeking that person, to give you gifts or to make you feel good or to recharge you, because now you are in alignment with yourself and you're recharging now from source instead of that other outside person.
Exactly.
That's the beauty of it.
I think it's powerful. I think that's a powerful relationship, period.
Right. And so when you're at your lower self, you look at power couples, and you might think of power couples of being these people that just have money, or maybe they just look good. They both two athletic build type people. Like, you're looking on the outside for this power couple. But when you are conscious, the power couple, they are powerful because of their aura, because of their energy, because of their manifestation power, because they're connected to source. It's a different type of power. It's a beautiful thing.
Because each person carry their own power.
Right.
I don't need yours. I don't need yours. Why do I need your power? You need your power.
You need your own.
Yeah. So when we come together with our own powers, not insecurities, but power. Because a lot of times when you join a relationship, I'm taking away your power because I want you to change. I don't like how you are. I want you to change this, and this. I don't like how you do this. I don't like how you speak. I don't like how you dress. So I want to take away your power. I don't need your power. I'm comfortable with you, you know, so.
Right. Wow. Okay. So let's get a little deeper. So people say that, well, I say that a man is a man is a man is a man, meaning that no matter if you're conscious, no matter if you're conscious or not, you're kind of tempted in certain ways. You kind of still result to being a man at the end of the day, as far as a woman and feminine energy is concerned, right? So, what is a turn on to a conscious man?
God.
Is it the same? Do you think? You know, because I look at it like this here. They have the grown boys, and then when you evolve to a man, you more distinguished, you become a gentleman, right? And so there's a gentleman, and then there's a conscious man. And I feel like they look at women kind of different, because all females can be women, but only few are ladies. So there's the gentleman and the conscious man. And I want to know from you as the conscious man, what is a turn on?
That's a great question. I think people are agreeing with you right now. It's a great question. What's a turn on to a conscious man? A conscious man loves a woman who is in tune with her femininity, who is in tune with her beauty, who is in tune with her feminine side. Yes. You know, a conscious man loves a woman who is humble, because a lot of times to get to this conscious being or conscious man, you already been through the drama. You know, like, listen, there's no coming to consciousness without pain. You know what I mean? But you have to go through pain to get conscious. We already been through the pain. We already suffered. We already got all this stuff and all the booty and all the sex that we ever wanted. We already got all this stuff out there. Now, I want a turn on for a woman. I mean, for a conscious man, for a woman is a humble woman who is in tune with herself. You know, who is just in tune. She ain't looking for outside validation. Let me tell you, I've seen this lady, and she tried talking to me. And I'm glad that I didn't talk to her, because not that this bothers me in no way. This don't bother me at all. I don't judge people. I don't care about people. I mean, I don't care about what you do, what you wear. But for me, I remember that I do how I see her carry herself. Always gotta show herself, and her body's gotta always be revealed. Shaking her booty, twerking for TikTok and Facebook. Just gotta always be showing something.
Right.
I personally don't want that. I mean, it looks good. I will look at it. I was like, whoa, that looks good. I would admire it from here. But that's not what I want. I want somebody who's humble. I want somebody who respects themselves. Not that people who do it don't respect themselves. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I want someone who's in tune with their power, with themselves, that inner beauty, who understands self, who understand that for every action there's a consequence. You know what I mean? And if you understand that, you'll be more careful about what you put out there, because whatever energy that you put out is what you get. Right. So I want a woman who is conscious, about her own self. To me, is a big turn on. It's pretty simple, but it's not a judgmental thing, because I don't judge people by how they. Right. But for me, the person who I want to be with, it gotta be a person who brings peace.
Definitely.
See what I'm saying? Humble, peaceful, calm. Ain't no loud and all the energy.
But conscious men do, I mean, get lured still by lower frequency beings, you think?
Of course. I mean, they still look good. I mean, a naked woman gonna always look good.
Right.
You know what I mean? She's gonna always look beautiful, because the body is a body is amazing. A beautiful woman is a beautiful woman. A pretty woman is a pretty woman. A sexual being is a sex. Women know how to use their powers or sexual energy. You all do. Like some of y'all got done to a T. Like, you know how to turn a man on.
Right.
But the only thing that a man has, a conscious man, the only thing that we understand is this: if I do this, what's going to happen next? That's the only difference that we make. If I do this, what comes next? Would I keep? Do I want this? Is this what something I could continue? So I'm like, you know what? No, I'm good. I'm okay.
He's conscious now of his choices, is what it is.
Yeah, choices.
But he's still the same man. The same man still lives there.
But he's still the same man.
Right.
When he continues to make those choices, after a while, if I'm not gonna choose it, it doesn't really. I stop paying it mind, because now it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, you look good, yeah, you look good. You know, so the less that we entertain things, it's like, that's okay, you look good. Next, you know what I mean? Like, what next?
It's no longer a high priority. Like, it no longer moves you like it used to move you, like in the day.
Exactly.
But
God knows, it still looks good though. It still looks good, smells good, feels good. But the drama at the end, I'm good.
Right. I feel like it's the same way, you know, with the conscious woman or lady. She, you were saying about the feminine energy, but she now desires that masculine energy, you know?
How do you define masculine energy? Like the energy that you desire. Like, what's that energy? Like, what's the energy like?
This is just me. This is my opinion, you know? Mm-hmm. To me, the masculine energy is not just mean, mugging, hard muscles, physical, low frequency stuff anymore. It's someone that is in tune to himself, someone who has all chakra pools of energy open, but still is a man per se in the physical reality. So that means he embodies the totality of God, the yin and yang. That means he knows how to effectively communicate. His heart chakra is open too, and he's in tune to himself. You know, he's been through his own experiences in the physical reality. And so he's no longer tempted by the lower energy beings per se, like we were just discussing. And he just how you were saying, she brings you peace. Well, he brings protection, you know, he brings leadership. He brings a sense of ability for me, or the feminine energy, to be able to surrender. And not just doesn't mean physically or sexually, but it also means mentally. And it also means having her feel at ease to open up her heart and express and communicate her truth, you know, in the right voice, you know. For me, it's no longer the physical things. It's really not, you know how they always say, they say provider in a sense of always just money. But it's really not always about the money when you get to consciousness. It's about that rabbit hole of love that you both collectively can fall down and have so many thrilling experiences on a deeper level. You know, even sex with a conscious being on a deeper level. Like,
break that one down for me. Break that one down.
Like Kundalini energy type sex, like orgasmic from the bottom of your feet to the crown chakra, penetrating your body type sex, like being able to manifest on another level. Everything with a conscious man is so different from the lower frequency experiences, although they were there to help you get to that ultimate relationship with this conscious being or twin or whatever you call it, soul mate in your physical reality. It's just all on a different level. So that lower level stuff, the muscles, the money, and a nice car, you don't really even vibrate and see those things anymore, because you're on another kind of high. You're on another kind of trip. That's for me. Well, I can't hear you. Okay, there you go.
So let me ask you. So for the male viewers, man, like for the male viewers who is trying to attract that queen, that that queen sister, that goddess, that beautiful soul spirit sister. How does he come at her so that she could actually recognize him? Or let's say, I don't like using this word, potential. How does he come at her so that she could recognize his power, his strength, his potential? I hate that word.
The universe has been putting these two in alignment to meet for eons, as I see it.
Say that again. Say that again.
The universe has been working and putting these people, aligning them together to meet for eons. So I don't feel as if there is nothing that the woman or the man needs to do, because you will know them by their aura. You will feel them by their energy. You know, it's just like, there's nothing to do. You just got to show up. You just got to keep being. You just got to exist. You just got to keep walking, keep, waking up each day, because it's going to happen. So you don't have to have a certain dress. You don't have to have a certain perfume on, none of that, because it just will be, because it's already pre-orchestrated. So it's not how he's going to come at you. It's not really going to be no come at for nobody initially, because when you see this person, it's going to be like an energy where, do I know you? It's not like, it's no perfect line that you have to say to this person. It's like your soul just resonates with this person because it's an energetic thing. It is no longer physical, is what I'm trying to say here.
But how do you get yourself set up to be able to recognize that? Like, how do you recognize? Because everybody can't recognize that energy. Everybody don't know how to recognize. As a matter of fact, how many of you are women? How many women right now have been so hurt and so afraid?
Hey,
right?
Regina, I'm sorry. I had to say hey to Regina. I haven't seen her face in a long time. Go ahead, Kirk. I'm sorry.
How many women have been so hurt and so angry and so disappointed in men that they don't know who to trust, so they put every man to the side? They're like, how do you recognize that one man or that one person? What do you have to do?
I think you stay focused on your inner work and your journey, really. Because, I'll say this from personal experience. You know how as a lady, when we're low frequency and we want somebody, we want it so bad, a relationship so bad, we at that low frequency go on multiple dates and we think, okay, this is the one. This is the one. We be wanting the one so much that we want to put the face of the one on everybody that we meet in the physical reality. And they don't be the one. Later on you realize, oh, that wasn't the one.
Yeah.
So I don't believe in going out with the sense of being in need. I just believe that you just do your inner work and it shows up.
I understand.
It just shows up. And because like when you want nothing, that's when you're in a perfect alignment to receive everything. Whether it's financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually, relationship, job, car, house, or whatever, that's when you open up to receive energetically. And that's when you will receive. So it's just you loving you being in alignment with who you are, and then you go run into you, because this person is you. This person is the reflection of yourself. You got to run into you if you vibrated on your frequency.
I like what you just said. If you vibrate on a certain frequency, you have to meet you. And that pretty much says the law of attraction says you will attract what you are.
What you are.
Yeah.
And so that's why the universe is setting this up. When you at your lower self, all of those broken relationships and heartaches is a set up for something greater, for you to meet you. When you get ready for you. But that lower self, you're not ready for you just yet.
Okay.
That's just how I see it.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
You see it differently?
Yeah. No. I mean, I'm actually understand what you're saying. It's like I always talk to you about, I don't know if I told Sarah, I think I was talking to Sarah. that we try to do too much. We try to, like, we have been taught to do this, do this, do this, and do this. And we haven't been taught to not do. So non-doing is as powerful as doing. Because sometimes we do so much and we think that we got to do so much. As a matter of fact, a lot of us do so much to attract the other person. And then we end up being the person who's only attracted to what you do, not to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we try so hard to attract someone, and that, you know, we gotta, because women, you all be doing some ridiculous things in the beginning. You all be doing too much. Like,
and it be validation seeking. Yes.
It's like you all want to move in a man's house and wash his clothes, wash his drawers, clean his underwear. You want to brush his teeth. You want to give him baths, give him shower. You want to clean his, like, you want to clean his face out. You want to do all these things in the beginning, and the person is only acknowledging what you are doing. You're still not being seen, and you want to be appreciated for you, but you can't be. You got somebody appreciate you more in your absence. A lot of times you are more appreciated in your absence.
That's so true.
People want to do too much. And a lot of women lose this battle because you're doing too much too fast. Why do I deserve you doing all these things for me in the beginning? Why do I deserve this? You know what I mean? Like, why do I deserve you going out of your way?
When the real thing is, this is what I've learned from my experiences. The real thing is when a person meet you, what we're really falling in love with, what they're really falling in love with is how you love you, how you love it on yourself, your swag. Okay, I can say, I'll speak for, you know, seeing a guy. You know how, like, back in the day, ladies, we like that bad boy per se, that, you know, that rough guy, you know, we liked his swag. We liked him with his Timbs and his little white tee and his motorbike or whatever, and the ability that he could just tell people where to get off at, you know, and he was just, oh, he was so strong, and, you know, all of this in our mind that we created. But what we really liked is the fact that he had love for self. We liked the way that he loved himself. He loved himself to a certain extent that he wasn't going to let nobody mess over himself, that he took care of himself and he wanted the best things, whatever. But see, what happens with us sometimes, I feel as though the guy likes us or loves us because of the way that we love on ourselves, you know, fixing up ourselves, doing our makeup, and, you know, doing our thing before he meet us. But then when we get in a relationship with him, so to speak, we stop. We get out of alignment with ourselves, or stop loving ourselves and start putting him as the object of our attention, and so love it on him just a little bit more. And going back to how you were saying, we want to brush his teeth now. We want to put his clothes on now. We want to have the best wop for him now. You know, we want to twerk for him now. We want to show him a little bit, you know, of our body parts now. We want to just set everything up to love on him and to give him and to please him so bad, seeking validation. And what happens is, in my opinion, that repels him away, because really we're supposed to stay in alignment with who we are. And so when we we put him in that seat, he don't want all of that attention. He wants us to continue to love ourselves, to stay in alignment with ourselves, because that was the thing that drew him over there in the beginning. What do you think about that?
I agree. I mean, I like how the fact that I think one thing stand out a lot more, like when you say you like the way how he likes him, like you love the way how he loves himself. In all reality, in all honesty, that is facts. I love the way how she loves herself, because it's the love that she has for herself that leaves her soul, so I could feel it. It's the love that she has for herself that literally expand her energy field, so that when I come close, I can feel it. You know what I mean? Right. So it's that love that she feels for herself. It shows me how to treat her.
Right.
You know, one thing I realize about women, or men, period, is that we don't treat all women the same.
Yeah.
Some women demand respect and the highest level of that damn, like, listen.
So it's true.
We know who to play with. And
yes.
we know who to not play with.
Yes, you do.
And this is something that you have to understand, because some of the dudes who play with you and play games with you don't play with the other woman. They don't, man. They really don't. And vice versa. Women are the same way too.
Exactly.
So if you don't demand that respect, and if you don't love upon yourself, and sometimes loving yourself it means sometimes you're gonna leave situations that don't love you back.
And when I do consultations with people, ladies rather, I often tell them, remember, there's always a woman out there that's doing a bare minimum, and she getting everything.
I believe it.
She getting everything, because some women go and put themselves out there so much, and I'll be trying to say, come pull it on back in a little bit, because some of them just do the bare minimum and they get everything.
That's deep.
They really do. But in this time, though, because we have all of these social media platforms where we see the numbers, for example, for those that are seeking validation and showing their body parts, and even with our, the famous people that sing and dance and stuff, we see how much attention they get. A lot of women go that route.
Attention is, some people seek respect, and when they cannot get the respect that they think that they deserve, they go for attention. It's two different things. Ain't nothing wrong with having attention, but you need that balance. That balance will be better. I mean, listen, you twerking, you showing your butt, you showing your chest, you showing whatever you show. I don't think that take away from you. Period.
No.
I think it's your body. You have it.
Think it's beautiful too.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. But there is a way that if you show your body and you have all these views and all these comments, and then when you just show your face, you have 2 comments and 6 views.
Yeah.
People ain't respecting you for what you gotta. They ain't respecting you here. They want to see this.
Right.
And it's controlling them so much that it makes them want to reveal more, because this is what they want to see. So I'm going to show them. I want 1 million views. I want to get viral. I think it's a very dangerous thing to do, man.
Yeah.
I think it's a very dangerous thing to do. So, and a lot of times, like, would you be attracted to a man who keeps showing him keep showing those body parts on a regular, like that's all he leading with, like showing his body parts, showing his chest.
That's what I was about to say. When a woman leads with that it attracts. No, I wouldn't be attracted to it, because it's going to only be really attracting to lower energy beings. That's at that sacral chakra, root chakra level. Because when you're at that level, you might not want to be stimulated with any other higher chakra. You don't want to talk. You don't want no higher consciousness. You just want to fulfill that chakra level there, because that's really all that you know and all that you resonate with. But when you're there, also for those people that are there, they can't turn around and get upset when they realize that everybody is pretty much talking to them on that level. That's saying, let me see what that ass do, for example. Every time you see him, always wanting a picture. And so it's a pivotal moment in a woman's journey, I feel, because it's okay to go through this level, but it becomes a pivotal moment when she starts despising the men that's disrespecting her. And that's her wake-up call. She starts to hate it. She starts to feel like everybody just want me because of my body. And that's her wake-up call. And then she maybe, start vibrating a little bit higher, going a different route, evolving. Because all is God at the end of the day. I'm not casting judgment on somebody that's, doing that with themselves. All is God. But we all are on a journey to evolve higher. So that's her wake-up call.
Makes sense. I agree.
I don't think men see that like that, though. They don't have no wake-up call. They just...
Actually, well... If you talk about a conscious man, we have wake-up calls. I realized when I was living in the lifestyle. Actually, if you look at my followers on TikTok, when I talk, I get views. When I show, like, if I go in the mirror and I show my chest, I get a few views. I don't even get much. Because I think my people on TikTok want to hear me speak more than they want to see me physically. I mean, because my views are a lot less. And that's why I like my people, because they see me as something different. So they kind of put me back on alignment, so that when I start showing my chest and I don't get no views, You know what? Let me speak more. Let me speak more.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that since we talk about sleazy moments here. Because in my mind, I'd be like, I don't want to see this here. Because, you know, when you do your little thing, you know, I mean, do your thing, do you? But it's what drew me to your channel or your page, whatever, is that conscious side of you, of what, you know, I resonated with. And when I saw that, I was like, is that God over there? Is that God over there having experience with itself? So in my mind, I'm like, you know, I'll check back when we talking about something else, because I'm on a different, you know, I'm in a different place. So, but you do have people on your channel that will sit there and watch that. Like I say, everybody's vibrating at a different frequency, but all is God. So it is what it is.
But men do have wake up calls, because when I was living the lifestyle back in the days, like I would go to the club with my boys and take my shirt off, and because I was, you know, I was in the military, I was fit, I was extremely cut, I was big. I mean, I was looking like a champ, clean shaven, always pretty. I would go to the club every weekend and take my shirt off and just be in the middle of the dance floor, and women were just drawn to me. But then you realize that the people who were drawn to me, I wasn't really drawn to either. I mean, I was drawn to them physically.
Yeah.
But there was nothing else. It was nothing. So I had to realize, to get something different, I have to do something different. I have to express something. I have to give something different if I want to get something different. So I stop out of that, all the stupid things, because I know it always ends the same way. It ends up in drama. In me walking out on her saying, I ain't feeding you. Because in the end, I was looking for something deeper, but I could only understand how to use my body to get it.
I see.
You know, I was looking for something deeper, but all I knew how to use was my body. That's all I had, because I wasn't deep, but I knew there was something more. So I went there and I led with my body. I drew a woman, but the woman who was only liking me for my body, they couldn't give me what I wanted mentally. So I'm like, hey, I mean, let me sleep with you. Let me see, just to make sure I like you or not. Most of the time, I didn't like them.
Okay, so speaking of such, so what do you do with that sexual energy? That leads to my next question. When you become conscious, you know, the energy is not destroyed, it's just transformed. So what do you do then with the sexual energy from a man's perspective?
That's a damn good question right there. She said, what do I do with my body? The sexual energy. Whew. So, boy, I wasn't expecting that question.
You want me to answer first?
Go ahead.
To give you time to think.
No, I mean, go ahead. Go ahead. Well, my answer would be a science answer.
Oh, okay.
So I have learned in my experience, in my knowledge, in my seeking, I have learned that your sexual energy is your creative energy.
I like that. Yes.
And when you don't know how to be creative, you turn that creativity into sex, because that's what you recognize. You know, it's what you. Yes. Sex is one of the first frequencies that we recognize. So we look at a woman, we see sex. We look at a video, we see sex. We look at a woman who is dressed, we see sex. We look at something, we always see sex, because that's the easiest thing to process in a low frequency mind, is sex. Yeah. So what do I do with that energy that I'm no longer using, that sexual energy? I turn it into creativity. Now I'm making money. Now I got my own business. Now I'm raising my children. I'm doing things that's creative now, because I switched it around.
Definitely.
Sexual energy is the most extreme and powerful energy.
Powerful, yes.
And when you know how to transfer it, when you know how to transform it into a different creative frequency, you be untouched.
You are so right. And I totally agree. That's actually my answer. You transform that energy and be creative with it. It's almost like if those that are not already there wanted to break it down, wanted me to break it down in layman's terms, is like, okay, everybody knows somebody that's gotten high before, like smoked weed, marijuana. And so there's two types of people that smoke marijuana. It's that one person who would sit there on the porch and they'll be like, oh man, they'll look at a squirrel or something and be like, oh man, that squirrel blowing me. And, you know, they're talking real long and slow, whatever. They're just looking at the squirrel. Meanwhile, there's somebody that's actually smoking marijuana intentionally because of that high, because it helps them secrete that DMT, the dimethyltryptamine, because they know that it is their creative power, and they get up off of the porch and they go and maybe draw something. They go maybe and make music. They go and use that creativity. They transforming that energy, that high, into something else. They go maybe make products. They go maybe write a book. They go in this realm and they come back off of that high with something. It is no different from, you know, when you are having relations, so to speak, you know, in a conscious way. When you feel on that sacral chakra energy, you use it to create with.
Yeah.
You know, you use it on your lives. You use it with your products. You use it to bring money, you know, income. You just use it another place.
Yeah. And it's so, like, if we look at a sexual energy, you know how much the body craves sex? Like, think about you having sex. Like, your body just craves sex because it's a powerful, and it's very powerful. It's like an orgasm. What feeling surpasses an orgasm? None. There's nothing that that exists that feels better than a good cum. You know?
Okay.
I'm serious. There's like when you have a good orgasm, when you have an orgasm, especially one of the good ones, it's like your entire soul leaves your body. It just leaves and it travels to a place, and then it stays there for a while because you're still high, and then finally it comes back. And when it comes back, you're like, "Don't touch me, don't touch me," because I'm not settled yet. You know, I'm like, "Don't touch me." Because that's what orgasm do. So if you don't know how to use that energy to put into your work, your business, your children, your education, it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be powerful. And many of us don't do that. Many of us just know how to process sex because that's what we know. From birth, we've been watching porns, watching HBO, watching cinema. And, you know, nighttime we watch them little soft porn, people kissing all the time, and you transferring the sexual energy. Your penis getting hard, your nipples getting hard. Am I talking really explicit? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to add to it. I wanted to add the fact that, so now you have this creative energy. You have this creative energy that if you are with a conscious being that you could actually bring together between the two of you. And it's really, really powerful. And so now, I know we were talking about what you do with that creative power or that high sexual energy without somebody, but when you get to that dynamic conscious relationship with a conscious being, I feel like that orgasm or that experience of having sex now can help you manifest in physical reality, you know, because okay, so she has this portal of life, and just how powerful you're talking about a orgasm to be. It's like the man is entering into the portal of life. They're both having like-minded thoughts. You know, they came together, and like, say, for instance, they wanted something maybe to show up in their physical reality, maybe more wealth or peace or love, or whatever. They came together, like-minded people. They're both looking into the windows of the soul, eye to eye. They're breathing that breath of life. He breathes in, she breathes out, that energy exchange. They're touching. They have all senses going here. The see it, taste it, smell it, feel it, all of that kind of thing going. All of these energies coming together. They're all made up of the elements, the earth, the body, the water, you know, the air. So all of this is a big force of energy. This is sexual energy. This is them connecting to the universe in order to manifest and bring something back. So when they get to that place where they're orgasming and they have like-minded energy, instead of saying, oh, babe, I love you, they're thinking about, oh, that money, or oh, that car, or whatever that they're trying to bring forth. I think that could bring anything forward.
And listen, if that energy could bring life, another human.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
That makes so much damn sense, man.
Like forget like, oh, whose stuff it is. Oh, babe, we about to get this money. You know?
You know what? My next time I have someone and I'm having conscious sex.
Yes.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to manifest during my sexual experience. Listen. Don't come over here talking about nonsense. Let's have
conscious sex.
Responsible conscious sex. Let's build something
on purpose. Let's not bring forth no baby. We ain't trying to bring no human being up in here, but let's bring some money up in here, some generational wealth up in here. How about we bring some cars or some
that's deep.
Some of these bills up in here. You playing around to calling me, Big Mama or Big Daddy or whatever.
That's deep, dude. That's the deepest explanation I have. My next time having sex, I'm coming hard. Meaning not that. I mean, I am exploring that manifestation in that way.
Because we just be, I don't know. Sometimes I think we waste that well, not waste it, but I mean, it could be used for something else. Is all I'm saying.
Man, that's deep. Look at all these people right here gonna have sex tonight.
They better have something on their mind instead of. I call that meaningless sex. Man,
give some. I mean, if you're gonna come, you might as well come all the way.
Yeah.
Experience it to the fullness. Because if you look at it, when you manifest, and I teach manifestation, I teach manifesting. When you're manifesting, you are actually taking all your energy and put it together for one cause. And as you can see it, feel it, taste it, and all them stuff together, something is created, something is birthed. So as you speak on this, sex is a very high frequency thing. When you're having sex, the energy that you create during the sex, the energy that's transferred is your entire body. That's why after a man, listen, I don't care what nobody says. If a man has a good orgasm, it's you don't know what's going on. You don't know what. You don't understand what's coming next. Don't touch me. Let me fall asleep because the energy.
Don't touch me. Yeah. I just went to another realm. I'm tired. Don't touch me.
Not right now. Talking about wrong too. Ain't it wrong too? I'm done.
And the same thing. You're so silly. The same thing for a woman, though. Because if you pay attention. I don't know. I just think women kind of like experience them a little bit differently, a little deeper. They have like many seizures, so to speak, right?
Twitch.
Yeah, because they're the ones, you so silly. They're the ones with that life force, that portal, that opening light. So if they're on board with it, man.
I feel you. I agree.
I think it's powerful, creative energy to create anything that you want in the physical reality.
Is this possible? That's why after you have sex with an insecure person, it's just create drama because that's what you create during sex. You're thinking about nonsense. You're thinking about drama. You're bringing your little weak ass, low frequency ass thoughts and ideas to sex, and you just create even more drama.
I look at it like this, and I know you see differently about the life and death deal, but I just look at every woman having a different type of portal, so to speak. There's portals of life and then there's portals of death, so to speak, in my opinion. With her toxic mindset, her toxic energy, her toxic maybe even pH balance, So it just depends upon the woman and what type of frequency that she is on, is what I'm saying. You're on mute, I think.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She's saying she wants.
Go ahead and talk. I can't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to me. I was like, I don't understand what he's saying.
Yeah, so go ahead and talk, and I'll be right back.
Okay, go ahead. So it just depends upon the frequency that the woman is vibrating at. And like I say, there's no judgment here. I'm just saying that all this energy, and all of us vibrate on different frequencies. But this is creative energy from directly from source energy. You know, it's almost like it's almost like when you go on a dream, going to sleep at night and you're dreaming, you go into another realm. So in your sleep mode, you're secreting that DMT, that dimethyltryptamine that I'm talking about. So this is why in your dream state, you could maybe fly, you know, you could maybe be in two places at one time, and you'll remember the dream and you'll be like, man, there was a weird dream. I was here on this side of the world, and then I was here on that side of the world. This is like our our real superpower, so to speak. That is the real state of energetically what we are, you know. And so here in the physical realm, we dumb down to not knowing that part, that larger part of ourselves. But that's our superpower. So when we're having like orgasm, so to speak, we're in that realm already where all things can be created, where all things exist, where there's no limits. So why not get that climax? Get that orgasm, and while you getting it, you hold on to something and bring it back down. Just like in the biblical text, I think it was Jacob, I will not let go until you bless me. Go get your blessing and bring it back down to the physical reality.
Listen, you make everybody want to orgasm right now. You just said some deep stuff. I feel like going to get one real quick.
Okay, speaking of such, you so silly. Speaking of such, okay. I have a question. Well, I want you to answer that first. We'll come back to my question. I want you to answer that.
Uh-huh.
I want you to answer that question. What do you?
Which one?
The one that I just answered about what you think happens during that.
During sex?
During that orgasmic experience. Do you agree that we go into that realm?
Yes, I completely agree. I think that's the closest that we ever get to God. I think that's the closest God frequency that you could ever get on. Because I think that's when your spirit leaves, and that's why that's why when you're having sex, your spirit opens, and so the energy is transferred from the other person to the next. So it's like they're both God and you and me come together and just create whatever is already in your spirit, you know, whatever is there is. And I think when you have an orgasm, a climax, it's different having climax with somebody that you don't like, because you know you're just trying to get in there and get out. You know, like, hey, listen, I'm coming to your house. I know that you're going to wait until, I know as soon as I come over, that this is what people used to do to me, right? I said, come. Am I talking too explicitly? I said,
go ahead. I'm sure somebody is enjoying it. Either on TikTok or on YouTube. Somebody want to hear.
I said, come to her house, right? I come to her house. You want to talk. You know, I'm coming for one thing. You want to talk first, and you want to hang out and watch TV. You know, all I want to do is get this thing. But you wanted me to wait there for 3 hours. So I'm there grouchy. I don't want to be there. I just want to just get my stuff and leave. But that's why sometimes, you know, finally, when she, hey, let's go to the room. God dang, they only now? So come on, let's go to the room. As soon as you finish, you just want to, hey, let me just finish. I don't even want to be here anymore. Let me just come and go. You know what I mean? But that type of come, I don't think you create, I think you create garbage.
Garbage, yes. And that was the next question that I was gonna ask you. Too much of a release of that sexual energy.
Set up one more time.
Too much of a release of sexual energy. You know, like when you're in a place in your journey where you just, you know, maybe hitting it and quitting it, or maybe if you're a man, and maybe if you're a woman, you are seeking validation and you just giving yourself away just because, oh, I gotta get mine, and oh, because men do it. What do you think that too much of releasing does?
Too much of, okay, so every time you touch, every time you transfer the energy, every time you give of yourself, you're giving away yourself. If you give of yourself, you have to give away yourself. Every time you give of yourself, you're giving away yourself. And I think when you hear it like 4 or 5 times, anytime you give yourself, you're giving away yourself. And when you give yourself away to multiple people, they take it and they're going with it. Yes. At least give yourself to that one, depending on what you believe, 2 people, so that you know that they're giving it back. I get it back. Because every time we transfer, we get it back. Every time we give ourselves away, we end up with less of ourselves.
Wait, do you think lower energy beings giving back? You think there's an exchange there?
There's always an exchange.
Okay.
There's no such thing as me getting, but sometimes what you get back is not what you want. See what I'm saying? What you get back. If I give myself away, it has to be an exchange because you have to give me something. The only issue is what you're giving me is garbage because that's all you have. You're giving me insecurities. You're giving me anger. You're giving me drama and frustration. So I have to get something back. There's always an exchange. There's no give without giving. So the problem is we give ourselves away to people who don't even have their own selves, who don't even have enough to sustain themselves. And the more we give ourselves away, every time you touch, you lose a piece of yourself and you're not connected to the source. Number one, if you're connected to the source, you don't give yourself away because you realize that you are very valuable. You are very powerful, and you are very irreplaceable. So you want to be conscious that if you connect to the source is keeping you and keeping you aligned pretty much. When you give yourself away too much, when I was younger, I gave myself away to every woman that wanted because I didn't know my worth. So every woman would come to me and say, Kirk, what's up? You cute. Kirk, you handsome. Kirk, you can muscular. Here you go, take it. Take this right.
Take it.
And then I ended up hating myself. I couldn't stand myself. I looked good, but it was so damn empty. It was nothing there to sustain myself. So I was insecure. I was problematic. I mean, I was sad. I was lonely. I was hurt. I was depressed. I was miserable because I keep giving away my power. Sex is your power. Yes, sex is your power. And the more you give away your sex to all these damn random people, you become less and less and less. So now you need that exchange. You need their feeling. You need their body. You need that so that you can feel okay. Without that, you just feeling like terrible. You know what I mean? But
I agree.
That sexual exchange, man, is a dangerous thing. Like if somebody that you don't trust, don't give yourself away. If you can't trust someone, don't give yourself away. You cannot give yourself away because you don't know what they're doing with it.
Right.
We don't trust people with money, but we trust them with our energy.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. That's so true.
So that's what I think. If you can't trust somebody with your life, your sex is literally your energy. This is your life. Every time you give, that's literally your life that you mess with. Yeah. So you just can't be out there sleeping with people. Like people will, man. People, shoot, people garbage these days, man.
But at the same time, let's go. There's always two sides. But what about when you are celibate though, and you are not releasing?
And a lot of people think I'm celibate. You hear women, and a couple weird men. Well, I'm just joking. But you hear women all the time.
They gotta be weird men, but not to release. Okay,
no,
okay.
I'm just joking. Because at one point I was celibate too, but I became that just to have the control to gain it back because I lost control over my life. So I had to stop. And then after I've gained my control, then I started to issue out. I do it again healthy this time.
That's a perfect reason to stop. Yes.
Yeah, because you gotta get because you suffer. Because if you need something in your life that bad, something is wrong.
Yes.
If you lose control of it, something is wrong.
Yes.
So I forgot the question. What was the question again?
Not having it, being celibate. Yeah. What happens to that when you don't use it?
So when you don't use it, it's stored energy. Or you get creative, but some people just don't use it at all.
Don't use it at all. Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
The body is a very sexual being. The body is a sexual thing. It's a sexual. That's why you make babies. You do all this stuff because it's a very sexual organ. The body is a sexual organ by itself. When you store that energy, a lot of times your chakra get off alignment.
Yes, it does.
It goes completely off alignment. Now you become perverted. Not even realize that you are perverted just because you're not doing the act. You're thinking the act. You're thinking it. You're speaking it to everybody. That's what she said. You just become perverted. You get angry. You become grouchy. It's because your chakra get off alignment. Yeah. Anytime your chakra is off alignment, your pleasure, it's hard to find pleasure in anything else. Yeah. You become confused. It's like it goes away. So it's not a good or bad thing. I would say if you're going to be celibate, have a reason to be celibate and stick to the reason. I don't care how long you go, but understand that there's a consequence. If you don't use your energy, something else happens. stored energy will actually F you up. It will create cramps. It will create a whole bunch of extra bleeding and all. It would create promiscuous. I mean, what was that word? Promiscuous.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So it creates your chakra creates a whole bunch of stuff if it's used wrong.
Yeah, definitely. And it could cause the other chakras, the one above and the one below, to become out of balance too.
Exactly.
It gets out of balance. And so then you'll have like, I feel like some people get into like identification crises because of this, because they don't know what to do with that particular energy, you know, and it'll make someone who is a woman in a physical reality begin to act more masculine, because now if you pay attention to the chakras above and below, the one below is the one for survival, the root chakra. So if it becomes out of balance, then they're gonna feel some kind of way about survival in being validated, so to speak, in the physical reality. The one above it is power and will, you know, your solar plex. And so both of them are pretty much like masculine energy type chakras. And so now if the sacral is out of balance, those two become out of balance. And so now you are totally out of alignment with your femininity. Being a woman, you know, you might be a little bit confused. So that's why I feel as though those women, when they're out of balance in that sacral, they get this masculine energy and they start to want to lead, and they start to want to go after men, you know, seeking validation from them, not really knowing that they're doing it. They still seeking validation from them. They call themselves shooting a shot, so to speak. You know, they could be even in church, and they could be, you know, a little promiscuous in church, you know, wanting now Mr. Reverend Lowdown, you know, and doing their thing in church, because they holding on to this here energy. The energy is not destroyed. It has to be released. So
I feel you. You know, in my past, I had a woman come to me and say, you know, Kirk, I've been celibate for 2 years. Listen, I don't want it. Don't give it to me. You keep it.
I don't want it.
I don't want it, because people think like, you know, a woman, Kirk, I'm a virgin. Listen, that's fine. That's great that you're a virgin, but I don't want, not that it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all, but I'm good. I don't want it. Listen, you balance it, because it has to have a balance. Many people just want to be celibate because they're religious, and I want to be celibate because I'm tired. But it's not a bad thing to be celibate. It's actually a great control. But understand that if you stop one energy from flowing this way, it's going to flow the other way.
It's going to flow the other way. You're right about that.
It has to keep flowing. So if it's not flowing there for a reason, be mindful that it's going to do something else. So we just got to understand how these things flow. I'm just saying, 2 years, listen, I don't want it. I have no business. I'm not, yeah, you keep it. You know?
Okay. That's enough for Mr. Conscious Kurt.
Because I'm telling you, man, a lot of us get some things so messed up because we have been told certain things our entire life. So we judge one way without the other way. We think that if I do this, then I'm good. Not realizing that if you do this, something else is being screwed up. And I'm saying the average person thinks it's just by the actions. That's what makes you good or clean. Action don't make you clean. Actions without understanding is just ridiculous.
Because some people are really reckless in their thought process when it comes to things like that. They really are. Which goes to my next question here. You know how they have these conscious beings that they think all is God, and they are entitled to all of the deliciousness in the physical reality, including all of the ladies, or all of the men. Do all conscious beings want multiple partners?
Everybody is conscious. Everyone is conscious. Everyone is conscious. Like,
okay.
We just have different levels of consciousness, right? So everyone is conscious. Like, I know, like, a dog don't know he's a dog. I know he's a dog. A dog doesn't know he's a dog. A dog just exists. So that's one level of consciousness. Right?
Okay.
The human being knows that he's a human being. That's a different level of consciousness. See what I'm saying? And then another level is knowing that I could control myself. I could control my actions, my behavior, what comes and what goes. That's a whole different level. Do all conscious men want multiple women? For what? To do what with? One is enough for me. Two, some men could do it. Three, some men did do it. In the Bible, all them people that you all worship, and people, all them jokers had 10, 6 different. And you know what? You hear a lot of Christians, a lot of Christian men, and I don't want to call nobody out, who keep saying, I don't believe in polyamorous relationship, having multiple partners, but yet they're cheating. So you have to believe in it if you will cheat, because you have multiple partners. But you hear a lot of people, oh no, I don't do this. But you have another woman on the side. That is polyamorous. You having sexual partners. But just because it's not labeled that way, it's not like, do conscious men want multiple women? Many conscious men don't want a woman. I mean, look at Jesus. Look at all them Muhammad. Look at all them, I don't know about Muhammad, but look at Buddha. Look at, they didn't want a woman. Because one woman brings her own issues and her own troubles. Nothing is wrong with it. But two, that means I'm double the trouble? No, hell no. I'm good. Plus, you got to get support, both of them. You got to separate both of them, keep the peace. No, I'm good.
Well, you know, like they have the, I keep saying conscious. I'm trying to say a certain level of being that be like, you know, queen, I want to build. Let's build together. I need me a queen. And then all of a sudden, you know, they go into this realm where I'm entitled to all the queens because I'm the king, so to speak. Like, that's what I'm talking about when I ask that particular question. Those type of people.
A conscious man is aware of his own image. I mean, he's aware of his own energy. He knows. He knows that he has enough for him. He knows his energy is to multiply, to become stronger, to control, to make things and create things. He knows that if I do this, this happens. Why do I want to give away my energy to all these women?
Yeah,
I can't do it. It's too much. I gotta worry about you, focus on you. You have your attitude. I cannot do it. I don't care if it's like it's 6 conscious women. They are still women. And I'm a man. And I'm still a man with a conscious in that. So I'm aware of my energy. I don't want multiple women because it's too much. My definition of a leader or of a king is that I have a kingdom. I am entitled. I mean, I am aware of my kingdom. I'm aware of my energy. I control and run my kingdom. Not that I control it in those ways. My words got to be consistent.
Right.
Because I provide for my kingdom. I inspire my kingdom because everybody in my kingdom have to be inspired. I speak love and I bring love and I build my kingdom. You know what I mean? My presence says that is respect. I'm a king.
Right.
To do that for multiple women, for multiple households, no. Man, I got enough for one. I can't do 2, 3. Because then what am I going to do on I can't have no time to myself. I can't have my time to manifest, to create, to think, to focus on me, I don't know what kind of conscious men want 10 different women. Most of them don't even want one.
Right. Definitely. And it goes back to like what you were saying earlier about even when you're touching somebody in the physical reality, a part of you is, you know, your energy is transferred to them. Just like in the biblical text with Jesus, you know, when there was, I think it was a woman with the issue of blood or something in the crowd. And he was like, who touched me? When you're conscious of that energy exchange, you know, that energy that's leaving you. Because now you got to kind of like go back and fill up from source energy, that which was depleted from you because that was a lower energy being. And so having multiple lower energy beings that you're releasing, you know, through orgasms, even releasing through emotional experiences, mood swings, or, you know, periods, so to speak, times of the month, all of that. That's just a big energy exchange all the time.
I can't keep doing that. I don't want to. I think, you know, sometimes you reach to a certain place that one is enough.
Yeah.
You know, we could put 2, 1, 3 together and do all this stuff and say, I'm conscious, I could do it. But in all reality, less is always more. It brings a peace. Like it's more peaceful. It's more quiet. It's more calming. It's more relaxing.
Right.
I think less is better.
In consciousness, if you really look at the totality of it, it is like the lesser. It is the simplicity of it. Just like the biblical text, how they say, I will take the foolish things to confound the wise. You know, it's really chiming in on feeling like you have everything and wanting nothing.
Christ didn't have not one. He understood. I mean, I ain't want none. Too much. He had
those that wanted to that was seeking validation. The lady that was trying to wash their feet with that perfume and stuff. They was after the Christ though.
Listen, women love conscious men.
Yeah.
You know, because a woman understands that he controls himself. He don't make excuses. Like for instance, me. If I have a wife or a girlfriend or whatever I have, if I did something to look at her and say, I'm sorry, she's not going to believe me because she's like, Kurt, you are conscious. You know exactly what you were doing. You control. You can't see when you're conscious. You don't making excuses. You can't bring your away with that. You can't.
You can't
because you know better because you're in control of your own self. That's what conscious means. So, do I want multiple women? I'm not knocking people who do. I'm not talking negatively about it. Some men actually, people want what they want. If that's what they want, go for by all means. Do what you do. I personally, I want to do more things. I want to travel. I want to experience certain things. I want to experience the stars and the moon. I don't want to just experience women.
Right.
I've been doing that since I was a little child. I experienced my mom, then my sisters, and then I started having sex, and I experienced all these girls, and I got married. I had enough experience. I don't want no more. One is good.
Right.
You know.
I hear you. I agree. Hi, Chrome Goddess. Chrome Goddess is here.
Chrome Goddess, you just got there? But yeah, man. I mean, I'm just saying. In life, maybe, yeah.
Okay, last but not least, you kind of touched on this a little bit already when you said Christ didn't have none of them. Can a conscious being be single and happy, or will they just be faking it?
Anybody could be happy and single. I think being single is a label that is a bad thing. It's labeled as a negative thing. It's just when you look at monks are the most peaceful, self-controlled people. When you look at those gurus, when you look at those people that we worship, the people that we praise, and they were single. They were single, powerful, controlled individuals.
Yeah.
There are many people out there, but it's just our society teaches to be happy, you got to have somebody else. And I don't understand. Like, if you were created by yourself, for yourself, with yourself, why do we preach if you're not married, if you're not with someone but at this age? Because a lot of people start to suffer their own thoughts, suffer in your own belief system. If I don't have someone by this age, and I'm not this, I'm not good enough. Stop that nonsense. It's garbage. It's a garbage way. You have a totality as your word I love your word that you use. Totality.
Totality of God. Yeah, baby.
And of that masculine and the feminine energy, that duality that you have within you. In all reality, you are completely complete. You are a whole being. You are a whole damn woman and a whole damn man. So therefore, do you need something? No, sometimes it's good to have it. Sometimes it's good to have it. Oh man, it's like to have a nice little Benz outside. Let's go for a drive in my Benz. It feels good to have it. But if I don't have a Benz and I have a Pinto, shit, I'm still getting to the store. I'm going to Walmart and I'm going to the mall in my Ford. And who driving the Benz next to me? We're still going to the same damn place because I might even beat you there because you worry too much about the bumps in the road. I'm just driving.
Right.
You worried about the bumps in the road, so you slowing down. You taking your time. You don't want your bottom to hit the little curb. I'm just taking my time. I'm just driving. I don't give a damn.
Right.
You know what I mean? But many of us are so attached to a specific outcome in life and it always includes another human. When life includes another human, you're gonna always suffer. You're gonna always suffer. Even your kids, you're gonna suffer for your kids. You're gonna suffer when they go to jail or get beat up. You're gonna suffer for them. But when a complete different adult enter your life, you enter your intelligence, and you think that you need it, you're gonna do crap that you don't even want to do to keep them. Man, bump all the crap. Be free.
Yeah. Be free.
Be happy. As you say, be happy.
Yeah, and I want to add to that too, that at the end of the day, the relationship that most people long for is really going to show them a reflection of who they are.
That's it.
So all of this stress and depression about being single, when a relationship comes, it's going to have you looking at yourself again in the mirror anyway.
It does.
Showing you what you need to work on, showing you who you are in this person that you've attracted in front of you, showing you what frequency you're vibrating on. So it's all really ultimately about the relationship that you build with yourself. But I get it in the physical reality as a woman coming up. It's like we are all groomed with our Barbie dolls and, so to speak, TV, Cinderella, and all these things about this so-called happily ever after, this little fairy tale ending. And so that's part of the program. But it really, it really is used against you in the latter days of your life. You know, if you don't walk down that aisle, you begin to feel maybe lesser than. And even for some married women, they'll try to make you feel lesser than, because they'll say things, you know, to you like, you know, like,
you're single.
I got a man, so to speak. Like they just have so many superpowers because they were able to walk down the aisle. Now you were lesser than the woman because you never got proposed to, or, you know, seemingly nobody wants you. And so I feel like as women to other women, we need to stop that too, you know, because I do a lot of consultations, and I'm going to just be real here. 99.9999% of you ladies don't really have real girlfriends anyway. And at lower selves, you know, it's like those women that often be in the room bragging so much about their men or husbands. They be having issues themselves. You know, married women don't get on. I don't see it, rather. They don't get on platforms and kind of like tell you things about the marriage experience that's really real. Everybody want to make it seem like they have their fairy tale ending, like their man is the best man, like their relationship is the best and they don't have any hiccups or whatever. You know, and so the people outside that aren't married, they look at it and they're like, oh my gosh, you got such a good man. And you know, just like Grandma back in the day, you know, Grandma used to go through stuff with Papa all the time, you know, but she never told nobody. They had that old staying power, you know, they stayed in relationship. Papa had so many women, but Grandma never said nothing though. She was just at home, just cooking and just hanging out with us. We would see Papa at the front store every time we would go to the house with the women. But Grandma never said anything. So they have married women that still hold on to that and still will try to make you feel like you're nothing, but you're not going through the stress that so-called Grandma is going through at night, worried about where Papa is. You know, think about the good if you're in that place in your journey of where you are having peace when you lay your head on that pillow. Accept and embrace the now in your physical reality, and don't let nobody make you feel lesser than who you are or what you are, because at the end of the day, you're just pure positive energy anyway. You're not this physical black lady or a white lady that you think in the physical reality anyway. You're all experiencing yourself. So think bigger, think more positive. Don't let nobody pull your energy down because you never got married. It's not all that it's cracked up to be. And you should go, I'm sorry, I'm about to create another whole show over here. And you should go, you should go in a relationship knowing what you want out of a marriage also too. Having you some goals. Men have goals. Sometimes their goal is just to hit it and quit it, okay? Get you a goal of what you want out of this man, what you want out of this relationship down the line. Why you want to get married. Do you want to get married just because everybody else is doing it? Because you want to have a wedding? Or are you preparing yourself for marriage? Are you preparing yourself to build a legacy or some type of kingdom, to leave generational wealth behind for your children and your grandchildren? Are you preparing for those things? Or you just want to get married because you think it's cute, because you want a nice little ring and you want to be chosen, you want to be picked? We really need to start thinking more logically and more like a boss when we want to get married, so to speak, if that's what you want to do in the physical reality. But think nothing less of yourself if you choose not to do that.
That's facts. You know what, Bridget? Let me tell you what. I don't want to speak negatively on people. But we know, men know women want, the average woman want to get married. We know that. And we will F with your minds and manipulate the hell out of you all.
Right.
And pull things from you and make you do certain things that you don't want to do just because they say, I hold it over your head. If you want to get married, this is what you're going to do. I don't understand why a woman tries so hard to be married to that type of man.
For validation?
If the man really wanted and respected you in marriage, he won't even demand those crap of you, because you're not getting married because I cook more. You're not getting married to a woman because she cooks and she cleans. You're getting married to somebody because you connect and you vibe and you trust and you expect and you just, that person is your, like, not makes you whole, but it makes you feel and agree to the fact that you are whole. You know, it makes you love yourself more. That person makes you love. If you don't make him love himself more, number one, a lot of times he don't love himself anyways. But I'm not marrying you because you are the best cook and you are the best cleaner and you are the best mother. I'm marrying you because you make me even feel better than I already feel.
There you
I'm
go.
a powerful man, and when you come in my life, I'm more powerful. Shoot, let me get married. But people will actually make you feel and manipulate you for that ring. They will manipulate your mind, and they will make you do things that you know, having threesomes and doing all these things.
Definitely.
For real. So you got to be aware and understand that sometimes you just got to it's okay not to be married. It's okay to be single. Single is not a sentence. It's not a bad thing.
Okay. It's not.
When you're single, your energy is right here. Is right here. When you're married, sometimes it's on anger, it's on resentment, it's on hate, it's on drama, it's on this, it's on, you know, you're insecure. It's in a whole bunch of, you feel lonely, you feel sad. Yeah. So keep your energy here. It's yours, and do something with it. Build.
Yeah.
And when the right person see that you build and they build too, they're gonna come together naturally. But I think we try too hard to be married, man. This marriage crap, I can't stand it. I mean, not that I can't stand it, but there's nowhere in the Bible that God said be married. It says to be fruitful and multiply, to have sex and create, procreate, have babies. Ain't nobody blessing your marriage. You can't bless it. Then who needs to bless it? You are God. If you can't bless your marriage and you want God as the center of my marriage, you need to be the center of your marriage.
You are God. You're right.
You gotta be center of your marriage because it's what you want. God don't care if you're married or not. God just cares that you exist and you procreate. Many times we think God care about, well, God want me to be married, so I can't leave this unhappy place and I'm miserable. But God says if I leave, I'm gonna be. So we suffer the idea that we think God wants us to be miserable and be, man, please. I don't want that woman. I can't deal with that woman.
And also, in speaking of that idea, we fall in love actually with the idea of being married, you know, with the idea, with so many ideas, because we're creating, we're falling in love with the idea, you know, so it's just like, it has to be more. You have to really want more and know who you are first and know what you want out of the tail end of any type of relationship. But ultimately, what I'm saying here is, please have a relationship with yourself first.
That's
the most important one.
That's the one that counts. I mean, that's the real one that counts because, like you say, in the end, your partner reflects you. They reflect you. A relationship shows you more of who you are than anything else. And I think it helps you grow when you recognize who you are instead of being angry and all this suffering and hate. And people don't recognize what they are. So when they leave the relationship, they're sad, they're scared, they're hurt, they're miserable, and they're stunned. Their growth stops, everything stops because they use it for the wrong reason. They use it to be happy. They use it to be happy for. It's not something that makes you happy. It's something that you should already be happy before you even enter on this dang journey. You should be happy. You should be whole and complete before you do it. Because marriage will, if you're not happy and you are not powerful, it will F you up.
Definitely.
It will F you up.
Happy and then be in love and then.
Yeah.
be beauty and then be worthy and then everything else needs to be and then.
Yeah. For real. We will F you up. I seen marriage F up a lot of people. Hell, they F me up too. Because I was married my first time, and when she left, I was done. I was done. I was dead. I was a dead man walking. Because I wasn't there yet. I wasn't in tune with myself first. But now that I'm in tune with myself, man, please, if you go. Peace. Go on. You going yet? Okay.
And if you do it prematurely, it could actually make you feel like a failure. Like, you know, it really could.
You're right.
It really could.
We'll be talking for a while.
Woo, yeah, that was good though. You really touched on some interesting parts there.
let me ask you one last question, right?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm just looking at the comments. Go ahead, I'm listening.
What is the quality? Did I ask you already? What is the quality of a man? What do you look at in a man to see he is worthy of being that king?
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like if he is I feel like it's the way that first of all, his aura and how he's treating people outside of me, you know, because that's a telltale sign. Is he a compassionate person? Is his heart chakra open? Is he a kind person? Is he a good communicator? Those things are things that's important to me. Has he been through some things? You know, just his story, his journey will tell a lot.
So you don't believe in having a long list personally?
Oh, no. No, and only because of where I am in my physical reality, as far as a relationship and a person coming to me, the universe delivering them to me because energetically we resonate, we vibing on some frequency together already. So I'm past the list thing.
When you say vibing on the frequency, can you, because I think a lot of people don't understand what it means. Vibing on a frequency, what does that mean?
I'm saying, okay, so what I'm saying here is I've already been broken, so to speak. So I met Mr. Broken already. I already didn't love myself, you know, so I evolved from that level. And when I was at that level, I met Mr. I don't love myself either. So it's a level to every place that you are energetically. So because I am on a worthy level, because I am on a goddess type level, because I'm on a love frequency level, I feel as though anyone relationship wise that's coming or that the universe is bringing forth to me is going to be on that level already. So I don't need to have a list, so to speak, is what I'm saying.
That's deep.
You know what? Back in the day, I tried, you know, how the people, they'll do the little vision board per se. I've done that. So in that moment, I was creating the men that show up in my physical reality right now. I created my vision board. I already through thought told the universe what I wanted back then. Now I am in the being mode of being those things that I had on that vision board. So the universe is going to only send me just that. But right now there's nothing, you know, back then. And it was kind of like, back then it wasn't really physical things that I had on my vision board. It was really, you know, communication type stuff. I didn't put a face or anything. I put like communication, consciousness, you know, traveling the world, you know, could make me laugh. It was like quality. It wasn't nothing like no 6-pack and no height and nothing physical, no color, no face, just qualities.
Sounds like you manifested me.
Whatever, Mr. Kirk. Whatever.
But you know, but a lot of people, man, a lot of people still go for the low frequency stuff. They still go for the look. You know, I see these videos of men and women on social media. These men, like I see a dude, man. I see a dude took a peach. F me up to it because I watched it for a couple seconds and it just messed me up. It's just like, what the hell? He took a peach and he put something on the peach, and his tongue is passing the peach. So his tongue is doing here and he's licking the peach, and the peach is just screaming. I heard the peach scream. I never heard the peach said, "Oh my God, this feels good." You know?
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I was like, this peach is having an orgasm. How? But the women who watching this video are like, oh my God, do this to me. Oh my God. Oh, I want him. Come on. We know better, but we still crave this. What do we expect when we have a man like this and he approach us, right? This woman right here, because she could twerk, she knows how to do this. She has a camel, she wears those revealing clothes. She does these things. What do we expect from these people? Seriously, the most simplest things are just entertaining us, and it's just making us feel good about, you know what I mean? Like it makes us feel good. It makes us want it. And this is what we are attracted to. And the good woman, the good man who might not look, or who might be a little quiet, or who might not be that expression, that self-expression, that person who sexually expressing themselves that great. We think that they're boring.
Right. Right.
Baby, we're talking deep stuff here, man. But yeah, but I mean, it's sad that the flesh is not weak. The flesh cannot be weak. The flesh, Adam lived about 900 years. Man, I mean, all them dudes, man, the flesh is very powerful. We have a powerful flesh. The spirit is weak.
Yeah.
The flesh is so powerful. You know how much stuff that you could withstand in your flesh? We could walk this earth for 60, 80, 90 years. 90 years is not weak. Your shoes only last 10 years, tops. You know what I mean? Your car only lasts about 20 years, tops. Nothing lasts, the body lasts 90, 100, 110 years. The flesh is not weak. The flesh is powerful. The mind, those thoughts and those ideas, those spirit is damn weak. That's what's weak. The flesh isn't weak. Because if you train the spirit, the flesh is controlled by the spirit.
Right.
The flesh, the spirit controls the flesh. So if your spirit is weak, then you want that nonsense. You know better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Baby, can you go watch TV or something? Go play.
It's so beautiful.
Thank you. You know, I create beautiful women. If you're out there and you want a child,
oh my God.
You know, hit me up.
But yeah, I feel like that really covers a lot of different dynamics in relationships, those questions there. And I'm hopeful that it has helped somebody in the physical reality on their journey. You have anything else you want to add before we end there?
Thank you all for joining us. We're gonna be talking about something like every week, once a week. Listen, if you have a platform, seriously, if you have a platform that you want either of us on, or if you want me on, let me know. We could talk about something that you want to talk about, something that's deep, something that has. I can't talk about just question. You answer my questions, and we asking me personal questions, and I'm answering them. Myself is so boring to answer these questions. Kirk, what you like? Kirk, what's your favorite color? I think that's so boring. I don't want to know what you like. I don't know what your favorite color is. I ain't vibrating on that frequency. I don't want to know what you did yesterday, last night, how many times you have. I just want to talk deep stuff that's going to help someone. So if you have a platform that you want me on or that you want her on, let us know so that we could actually meet you where you are. But it got to be deep stuff. I don't want a stupid question. Kirk, are you single? Kirk, it doesn't matter if I'm single. I ain't trying to be with nobody. I ain't messing with no. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, it really don't matter at all. So those questions, Kirk, are you single? Kirk, what are you looking for in a woman? Don't worry about what I look for. I'm perfectly fine. I'm one of those men that I'm not going there again. You know, I'm good. So if you want
next time, you know what I really want to do with the ones that upcoming lives with you is like talk really low first, because I'm really trying to meet people where they are. I don't mean low like nasty and low, but I mean like lower chakras when I say low, like survival, sacral, like today we covered sacral and like power, and will. So maybe we could talk about money.
Let's talk about money.
Next time we'll talk about money.
Let's talk about money. Let's do it. You want to talk about money next time? Scorpio,
money.
Scorpio right
Manifesting money is money, the root of all evil. Just money conversations. High value men type money issues. We can throw that in there too.
Let's do it.
Money, I think, is a good one. It's kind of like lower.
Yeah.
Before we get high, and that way we can bring people high with us.
Yeah. Like for instance, the woman want a man with money. You know what I mean? Does Kirk said being there done that? I ain't going back. I don't want no more. It's not fun. It's not cute anymore. I'm too old. I'm 40 years old.
You're not going back to what? What y'all talking about?
No, living that lifestyle. Still beating guts. Can I say that?
You are really cutting up on this live, Mr. Kirk.
We used to keep saying, I had my boys back in the days, and all we did was beat guts all weekend. Meeting some chick, beating guts, going home, beating guts, going back. You know how sad that is? You know how depressing that lifestyle is, man? You know how much power you lose?
I have no idea what that lifestyle is like. No,
you gotta do that every single week. You know how much validation you need so that you can give your body away to strange women. You don't know what they have. You don't know what they carry. You don't know how they feel. You don't like to like themselves. They respect to give. And you know what? To be last thing, a lot of men will call you a hoe, right? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be raw. I didn't mean to be raw. But a lot of men, seriously, will call a woman a hoe and call her all these names. And if you give me some on the first night, right? If you give me some on the first night, I'm calling you a hoe. I'm calling you all these names, not realizing that I have to be on your same frequency to actually sleep with you, or to do this, I have to be the same as you are. When we sleep with someone, we become equal. So I had to meet, man, and men, we don't even realize this. We think it's just you being stupid, not us. You know what I mean? So we think, I'm a man, it's okay. It's not okay because we hurt ourselves. You know how long I had to get to this point? I had to fight. I had to suffer. I had to cry every night. Listen, I suffered for many years to get to this point because I had to get rid of all them demons. I was demonic. I was angry. I was insecure. I was frustrated. I was sad. I was miserable. I was suicidal. All them energies took me because I gave myself away so much, and because I thought I was a man. That's what men do. That crap is destructive, and our society are being destructive. They are being self-destructive, and our men are failing us, and it's failing you all too in the world, because women are being failed by men every single day because we are destructive.
Yeah, because you know what? Speaking of such, we talk about women in relationships, and I know I only speak from experience and that's why I'm thankful you're here, because I can't tell you what it feels like to be a man or whatever, but I know that men have issues too. They are broken too and confused too, especially especially coming up knowing that they gotta, suck it up. What are they doing with that energy? Like,
it's hard. It's hard. I ain't gonna lie. I tell my son is 6 years old. Sometimes I'm like, stop crying. I can't do stop crying, because if you stop crying, what you gonna do with it? You're gonna think it's wrong to cry. And in a way, it's annoying to hear you cry. I don't want to hear the noise, but I can't understand. Stop crying, because the energy is transferred to somewhere else. And then after a while, you're gonna hold it in. Then you're gonna become just like how I was back in the days. And I don't want that. I want you to express yourself. If you cry, cry. But you know how sick you gotta be. To be honest, our jokers are. You know how sick you gotta be to keep giving yourself away, whether you're a man or woman. You gotta be real sick. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be real sick to keep giving yourself away. And if you're not sick yet, you will become sick.
Yeah, man or woman. Yeah. So you're saying, as a man, I don't want to say this on your behalf, but as a man, you're saying that men are sick at that point when they're giving themselves to everybody.
It has to be sickness. What quality? If you have a freaking Maserati or a Ferrari, you don't let everybody drive it. You can't. because you hold that very high. Only the person that you trust the most will drive a Ferrari. How do we give our bodies away to any? That is sick. You got to be sick. And I'm not judging body for doing what they do, but I understand. I came from that place. I didn't know I was sick until I became healthy. Then I'm like, damn, I was sick. Because sometimes you're sick and don't even know until you are diagnosed. Yeah, you don't even know. Because then when you start feeling different, when all them negative energy leaves you, all them demons leave you, you're like, wait, hold on. I ain't even know.
You're right.
And we are sick. A lot of us are very sick because we live in the lower chakras.
And it's just like consciousness in a sense too, because you don't realize that you sleep until you wake up.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. We don't know that we are sick. I'm telling you straight up, if you're a man looking at me right now, and if you're a man hearing my voice, to sleep around, give your body away, something that's quality, something that's so precious and so expensive. Your body, it cannot be replaced. You can't have a new you. You can't have a second you. Your spirit is one. It's the same spirit you keep for 50, 80, 90 years. Your spirit cannot be changed. It's going to always belong to you. So to give that away and to continue to give it away to any stranger, you have to be sick to do that. Because nothing of value comes that easy. Nothing of value will give itself away that easily. You got to earn. And as a man, I'm telling you, and it sounds weird for a man to say, because it's not something that we usually say. But as a man, I am just as equal as you because we together create life. So I have to be as valuable as you are. But I have to learn that. And it took me years to learn this. But now as my valuable stage, I ain't giving you myself. You crazy? You know who I am? I am God himself. And if I'm God, just giving myself away, abusing, hurting, disrespecting people, I'm not God. I'm just a silly old fool wearing a damn conscious head wrap saying I'm conscious. No, I have to respect you. I have to respect myself first.
Yeah, it feels good that you are saying that to the ladies here that's listening, because I know they're back there listening. You know, it's refreshing to hear because I don't see it. I just don't see men admitting their part. I mean, of them, you know, being on the journey and being one sick too. You know, you often hear about the woman, you know, she being a hoe and she, you know, she using the man and she's a gold digger and she this here and that. But you don't never hear nothing about the man. And I know that the man is not perfect now. I know this, and I'm not going to sit here on my platform and, you know, down a man and bring out his faults. But when you become accountable for knowing where you are, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing for others to hear.
Let me say this. I keep saying, let me say this last thing, but this is a great conversation. This is something that we need to have on a regular, more often. We need to be speaking like this more often so that people could actually realize that a man could hear me speak and say, damn. So you telling me I'm not being a man? No, you're not being a man, because a man is supposed to protect. If we're hurting what we have, how is that protecting? You can't protect who you hurt. Yeah. And if we causing the pain, how can you be a protector? At that point, your role will change.
Yeah.
To keep hurting people everywhere you go, that can't be healthy, because only hurt people inflict pain on others. Only hurt people. Yeah. Only angry, insecure people inflict pain on others. And if you know what you're doing is causing people to suffer and you keep doing it anyways, something is off. Something cannot be right.
With the energy, you're right.
Something is off. Something is disconnected. So now I had to learn that my action is causing consequences. And if I keep hurting women, my intentions ain't to hurt them. I don't want to hurt you. But it's more than a thought. You have to stop. Cut that crap out. You can't keep doing this and expect to, man, this is heal people, don't hurt people.
They don't. They don't.
They can't. Because they know that they know what they've been through. They know their worth. So for me to bring pain to you, knowing what I've been through, knowing what I have to do to get back to this point, no, I don't want you to go through what I went through. So I will humble myself. I will suck it up. I might want to sleep with you. Of course I want to sleep with you. You're a beautiful woman. Of course I want to sleep with you. But I know what comes from this. I'm good. That's that part. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
We need these conversations more often, because I think people need to hear the other side of being a destructive adult. I mean, I think so anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. That's beautiful. I'm so happy that you came. I'm so happy that I met you in the physical reality, and in the universe delivered a like-minded masculine energy to help, to even speak, to help me for one, and also to help, my supporters. I have women here that I do consultations with, and I often share that female and that male perspective really adds value to my channel. So I'm very thankful for you. I just want to say that.
Thank you. I'm thankful for you too.
Yeah. Well, the sun is setting on me and I am getting dark. You see me.
Well,
I was using my natural light, and so I'm about to be in the dark in about 5 minutes. So we got to wrap this up.
Hey, y'all, thanks for having us. Thank you all for having us, for having me. She speaks for herself. Thank you all for looking, and thank you all for your feedback. Thank you for your understanding, and thank just for just being there and so just with an open mind. I know everything that we said is not facts. Some of us, we speak our opinions and our experiences, so nothing is facts really, because we don't know. I don't know anything. But what I had is experience. So I do appreciate you guys there and listen to us and without judgment. I hope that you all wasn't judging what we were saying, because you have your own experiences, and just because it's different doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It just means it's different. So we're not gonna have you. So we don't know everybody's stuff. We're gonna try and do this every week, at least once a week. And like I said, if you want me on your platform, let us know. Let me know how we could have a whole bunch of us speaking, because people need to hear stuff like this. You know what I mean?
Right. I agree. Because words don't teach. It's really the life experiences that teaches. And so we're just sharing our life experiences. At least I am, and I feel as though he is too. So, you're going to learn once you have your own experience. And there's no right or wrong way of doing it, because ultimately, at the end of the day, you will still get to where you were predestined to be in the physical reality. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end it. And we'll see you all next week when we talk about money.
Money, let's go.
Money. All right, babe. Be blessed. Goodbye.
You too. Bye.